We're going to kick things off with a news article I found. All right, let me read you a snippet from it. Oliver Holroyd, 29, from Halifax, was enjoying drinks in Benidorm with loved ones when he collapsed while sitting on the bar stool, slipped off, and hit his head on the floor. Now, the bar manager at the Funky Flamingo, Gaston Luciano, he told the Mail they gave him a shot of adrenaline, connected him to a machine. They did everything they could. It was so sad, but he didn't make it. This is Oliver Holroyd on his stag do in Benidorm.
This is heavy for a Tuesday morning, man. It's about morning coffee, and we're talking about this dude on a stag do who died. What was it, from just drinking too much? He fell off his bar stool.
That's it. Or the drink. We don't know if it was too much. It could have been the first drink of the night.
Can you imagine hearing that news as a family member? Like the shock that would happen.
It's a bad way to go.
Yeah, because there's no like...
29 as well.
Yeah, that's young. It's young for you anyway, isn't it?
And I'm thinking, he's probably still got his best years ahead of him. If you're having your stag in Benidorm, that's not your peak experience so far. You still probably have a long way to go.
Well, let's hope that it was. Yeah.
R.I.P. Oliver. Anyway, the reason I brought this up was because it got me thinking about stags as a general rule, right? And especially here in Manchester, you see them all the time on the weekends.
I love stag.
The stag parties, the hen parties. And I find them so distasteful. I'm actually like really repulsed by them.
You're repulsed by
I don't use that word very often, but I'm actually repulsed by them.
What is it about stag do's that repulse you?
They're so tasteless. It's like a bunch of guys or girls getting just in a really despicable state, really drunk, embarrassing, and just the premise behind it of one last hurrah before I get married and have to give up my enjoyable, fun lifestyle.
You know what I don't like about stag do's? And I do like stag do's, by the way. This is just one thing that I don't like.
You're a textbook stag do kind of guy.
That's not true. Anyway, you feel like on a stag do, the thing to do is to go to a strip club.
Right.
Personally, I just don't like strip clubs.
Okay, but are you particularly averse to them on a stag do?
What do you mean? Do I particularly dislike them on a stag do?
Yeah.
No, I don't.
Okay,
dislike them just as much as I would at any other day.
Okay, you see, I'm the opposite there. On a regular Tuesday morning, I could do it.
Should we hit the strip?
But on a stag, I'm not a fan of that. Because of the
whole principle.
The principle of it. It's like, and the reason I see most guys go for it is because they think, oh, my life is gonna suck from here on, and I better go see a last pair of titties.
I think you're
before I can't see anymore. Is that not what most guys are thinking? Like subconsciously, they're like, this is my last chance to see some cheeks, and then I'm out.
I don't think it is your last chance to see some cheeks, really.
Well, apart from, of course, with your lady.
Yeah. I don't get why you dislike them so much. Is it just the principle of stag do's that you dislike?
Is it not, or am I misreading this? But it's supposed to be one last hurrah before you have to settle down.
I think the way you're phrasing it is like you have to settle down. These people are obviously choosing to settle down and they're excited for that, but they're celebrating.
Excited for that? How? That's not a celebration. It's like a commiseration.
I think when you do get married, you end up spending less time with your friends, right?
Okay, sure.
Generally.
That makes sense, kind of.
Yeah, would you agree?
I don't have as big of a social circle as you do either. So the consequences of marriage won't be as big for me.
Well, I don't really care. Whenever I've got in a relationship, generally you just prioritise that relationship over your friends for a certain period of time. That's quite a normal thing to do.
That's
where
true.
The whole like wifed off phrase comes from. And I'm not... I always, everyone before they start seeing girls is like, I'll never get wived off.
Well, see, the easy way to avoid that, which is what I've always done, is just to not have friends.
I thought you were going to not get relationships.
Nah, man, if it's the choice between having a bunch of guy friends and having a chick, it's not a...
Yeah, well, that's why I prioritise the relationship.
Oh, you do as well?
Well, no, I just do it out of selfish reasons. I do what I want. If I want to spend time with that girl, then I'll do it.
And it's never even that black and white. Like, I think for some guys, they feel guilty about like stepping away from the partner and be like, oh, I'm gonna go out with the boys today. And then that guilt kicks in, and they're like, or the chick is whining like, "Oh, do you have to go do this?" Like,
That's such a thing, though, isn't
Right?
it? Especially if the girl doesn't have much of a social life.
that's
as
right.
well.
And so the guy feels obligated to also cut back on his friends.
Yeah, that's something.
And that's
that
not a
really-
scenario I can relate to either. Like
No.
you, I'll just do what I want always.
Yeah,
I mean, sure, within reason. I'm not
I do it
always.
with consequences sometimes, though.
A lot of the times from where I'm sitting.
Yeah. I just think relationships are tricky, right? Because you've got to think about more than one person other than yourself.
What?
To some degree. I try and do it as little as possible.
Nice one.
but you
All
still-
the ladies watching it now are like, what a
Queuing
guy. But yeah, this is because I'm looking at culturally. There are different ways for people to celebrate getting married, other than getting blackout drunk in a strip club.
That's how you celebrate everything now. Not in a strip club, but getting blackout drunk is
That's true. The British
is
culture.
the way to celebrate something, which is kind of crazy.
It's
Surely a better way of celebrating something would be to go out for a fantastic meal or go out to a big show or something. But
I mean, people do all those things, but just with liquor.
yeah, it's true. But it's more acceptable to just sit and get pissed than it is to just sit and do
Talk.
nothing. Yeah. So as soon as you introduce alcohol, it's almost a reason, or it facilitates doing nothing while having fun, which is quite sad because you miss out on some opportunities that if alcohol wasn't there, you'd experience, because sitting around and talking is not as fun as it is with alcohol.
It's true. And it's less effort, right? When you're sober, like when we're recording these podcasts, it's a lot of work.
So you're saying
I'm saying I would rather be drunk
we
right
should
now.
get level. We've actually got this bet at the moment. haven't we?
Oh, that's true. Do you want to fill the viewers in?
Yeah, so me and Ibrahim, we've been sober curious for a while now. You know, we've been dipping our toe in and out of drinking and not drinking. You just got fed up with it, didn't you? You were just like, all right, I'm done with it. I need an exterior motive as well.
Yeah, I was
It would
kind
be
of
helpful.
already not really doing that much with it.
Yeah.
But then I was like, it'd be good to really just lock it in so that the option is gone from now on.
And that's what we did. We locked in, so we made a bet of £1,000.
£1,000 to the person who can stay sober until the end of the year.
Yeah, so till December. January 1st. Man, New Year's is going to be big.
We are gonna
Already
be
thinking
we are
about
gonna be
memes.
counting down that timer like
I
never
really
before.
don't think we will. I think by December, by even July, August, forgot what month came after July. By July, August, being sober for 3 or 4 months, I think our lives will have drastically changed.
I
Even
know.
though they're pretty good at the moment, the scope for growth is insane. This is going to be a wild experience for us
I know.
both.
That's the goal, to get to a place where the temptation no longer exists.
Yeah, it's exciting. So that's our kind of plan. Obviously, if I do have any stag do's between now and then, they're gonna suck. Imagine a stag do, but you're sober. If you hate stag do's when you're drunk, imagine them
Mate,
when you're sober.
What about, I can imagine something worse, which is going on a lad's holiday to somewhere abroad, like Thailand or something. That would suck like crazy.
Man, I'm going to Thailand. I know that. It's kind of a lad's holiday. It's not
It's
really.
100% lad's holiday.
It is a lad's holiday. But we're all a bit older now. It wouldn't be the same lad's holiday as when you're like 18 or 19.
You did lad's holidays at 19?
Yeah.
That explains a lot.
Thank you.
But mate, lads' holidays run until your 30s.
Says who? Where are you getting this information from?
Says, have you seen the state of the guys around town?
All right, but lads' holidays don't say the same. They're not going to be the same when you're 18 and when you're 30. There'll be some differences.
Yeah, you can afford more liquor.
No, I will never drink as much as I did on my lads' holiday when I was 18.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. We had like a sleeter,
I don't know
so
what that
half a litre of vodka every night for 10 days. For prees.
Good thing that had no knock-on consequences. Look at you now, you're doing great.
My brain cells were just,
There's not
some
one.
must have been
It's mush.
eliminated. Yeah, that was a heavy, but the sleeter was a messy one. It was Eurostoff vodka as well, so it was just paint stripper because we didn't have much money. Half a litre, then we went to this like bar and it had beer pong. If you got a shot, you got a game of beer pong. It was like insanely cheap. The shots were like €5. You could also do balloons behind the bar as well. They were just handing out balloons like NOS. I won't drink as much as I've done on that holiday, on another holiday in my life. There's no way.
That's good.
So that's what I
But
mean.
now you're more strategic with it.
Well,
Because I mean, you were just in Ireland,
yeah,
and you started when, like midday.
that was a lot of alcohol, but it wasn't as much as I was before.
All right, because to me, it's like you're counting pennies here. You're like, even though it wasn't half a liter, you're not exactly fucking going economical with your drinking these days.
The difference is that we did loads of stuff outside of just drinking. When we
Right.
went to Spain, we just drank. We woke up at like 3 or 4 p.m, went for a Chinese, and then just started drinking and did the same again. We saw more darkness than light by so much. Whereas when I went to Belfast, we went on like a black cab tour. We learned about like the IRA and the UFF, which are two kind of groups of terrorist groups within Ireland that still exist, Northern Ireland. Super, super interesting to have somewhere with such a rich modern history on our doorstep. I didn't think I would be interested by that at all. But the fact that the IRA still shoot people's kneecaps out if they do something wrong, because the IRA don't like the police as they're run by the kind of Protestant community in Ireland. There's these communities that will refuse entry of the police. So if there's a problem, everybody knows the number for the IRA, they ring them up and then they just get kneecapped, which is why it's got the
No way.
Yeah, still.
Today.
Today. This is why it's got the lowest crime rate in Europe as a city.
Yeah, Belfast.
Yeah. Because it's still run by two terrorist groups.
That's
and
wild.
there's massive, very recent kind of memorials of some of the freedom fighters for each groups. Like you can see the paint is fresh on people's houses.
So does that mean there's a lot of corruption there?
What
That
do
we
you mean
might
by
get.
corruption?
So within like the government, local institutions, if these terrorist groups have so much sway that they're controlling the crime rates, that means they have a lot of sway in other areas as well, like policy and business.
There's the Protestants and Catholics, right?
That's the two sides.
They're the two sides. There are now more Protestants than there are Catholics. Or there used to be like a ridiculous amount more Protestants than there were Catholics. Catholics are the IRA. Well, not all Catholics are the IRA, but they're joined together. So they're kind of freedom fighters. They want the independence of Northern Ireland from Great Britain. Protestants, which is really, really interesting, like the UFF and the URF, they want to be part of Great Britain. Like they want Northern Ireland to be part of Great Britain, which is extremely unusual, right? If you go to Scotland or Wales, they hate the idea of being involved in Great Britain.
Mm-hmm.
Like they want independence, whereas the majority of Northern Ireland for a long time have been fighting to be part of Britain, which is really, really interesting, don't you think? I think a lot of it was because Belfast was made into the kind of this super city by Great Britain, and it invested a lot of money into Belfast. It was a big trade for like wool and linen, which is why one of the reasons why the Titanic was built there as well, which I don't know if you know that, but we went to the Titanic Museum. We learned a little bit about that. Super, super interesting place. I would recommend going. But we went on all of that I learned from going there. I didn't know anything about Belfast before.
Are you a fan of history?
No, not at all.
Me neither.
But I was really interested by it.
Were you sober during this?
I actually can't remember. Probably.
Right, we'll take that as a yes.
Maybe a couple of Guinnesses deep.
All right.
One of the black cab tour was in Belfast, which was where somebody basically who had experienced the history of both of these groups kind of took you through and walked you through, drove you through some of the areas and explained what's going on. There's still like 50-foot walls to divide the two communities, and there's gates that close at night. There's got the
sounds so like prehistoric.
Yeah, that's what I mean, and it's across the pond, and I had no idea. World. Yeah. Just the things that like our parents' generation were exposed to within Ireland.
What was your read on the city? Could you see yourself living somewhere like that?
It was interesting, but it was also quite strange to see, like almost, like the fact that it was so rich in like modern history and like how passionate people were about it, and you know how people were influenced by it. It's all very fresh still. I don't know. There's places where it feels a little bit uneasy, and also it's very white as well.
Oh yeah, that's the other question. Yeah. I was thinking, what's the diversity like?
Yeah, probably why it's got one of the lowest crime rates in Europe.
Thanks. That explains it.
But it was super interesting. We got a little bit off tangent.
Okay, so I mean, I'm curious. I want to see what it's all about. So I'll maybe make a visit at some point.
I'd recommend it, and I could give you some suggestions. I actually went through and I ranked all the Guinnesses as well.
That would be super helpful.
Yeah, the list. Don't you worry.
Love my Guinness. Anyway, we'll move on. There was something back on the Stag do thing. What's the deal with people dressing like ridiculous costumes on
Do
the
you not
Stag
find
do?
it's funny?
No. Do you think this is just like a personal preference thing?
I think it's funny.
So you get the guy walking around like a giant penis all night
Yeah.
long
Well, we on the most recent one I went to,
in Poland.
yeah, this guy was a monkey and we were all bananas. We were all as bananas and we were all just dressed as bananas. It was just funny, just a bit of fun.
You know, I think people like subconsciously want to be silly and having fun day to day, but they can't do it until they have the excuse of something like a stag or even Halloween or some other occasion like that, right? Where you want to be able to be a little bit ridiculous, but you're too worried about how you're going to look. Sure, you can't go out in a monkey costume.
It's less socially acceptable, isn't it?
That's right, even though it's something you'd enjoy.
Yeah.
Because you're just like waiting for the
That's
opportunity. Like,
interesting.
I just want to be able to do all these fun, stupid things, but I can't do it normally. I have to wait until someone presents an acceptable social situation where I can do it. Don't you find that
It's
really
like
weird?
it's like free will's an illusion.
Right,
isn't
it's
it?
like everyone's sitting there like, when can we all get dressed as monkeys?
Yeah. You could do anything you wanted.
But it gets me thinking like, tangentially, being silly and kind of stupid is such a great thing to have, because it means you're doing the things that you would normally do on nights like Halloween or at stag do's, but you're just doing that all the time. Sure, you don't have to take it to the extreme of putting on a banana costume, but you can still do stupid shit, look a little silly sometimes, and you don't have to be like caged in to those specific events throughout the year.
What were your thoughts on this when you were a child, like growing up? Did you ever think about whether you would lose your sense of silliness or not?
There was a period where I was like, you got to be serious now. As a
Really?
guy, yeah, because my parents are like very serious. My parents do not smile or laugh,
Really?
and they would actually say, growing up, Ibrahim, you have to be serious now. You're the oldest. Don't be messing around or joking about everything. Otherwise, no one's going to take you
Do you reckon
seriously.
that stuck with you?
For a while, it did, and then I was like, hold on a second. I love laughing and being happy and then being silly. So now I'm like, fuck it. I'm not afraid to look stupid or silly, because I think when you're boxed in like that, you're also afraid of taking risks and making mistakes, because you're like, I have to present this very curated image all the time. But now I'll do stupid shit all the time. If something gets a laugh, I'm so on that.
Yeah. As long as you don't lose respect for yourself, I think that's something. I mean, I don't mind as much with yourself if we're having like a laugh and stuff, but you've got to be quite selective about not making yourself. Got to be quite careful about having respect for yourself in social settings as well. So don't make yourself the kind of butt of jokes. That doesn't end well for
Self-demeaning, yeah, is very different.
you.
And there's a way to do it with like tact and wit, where you're not the butt of the joke, but you're just like making a generic
Yeah.
statement about something stupid or silly. Maybe everyone's thinking it, but no one's saying it. Something along those lines.
If you look at like the way I'd see some of the damaging effects of this is if I go for all the schools that I've been to. So I've been to like 6 or 7. Obviously, Dad being in the military, moved around a lot. From all of these schools, there's always been a class clown, and I've not been the class clown. I've been a bit of a kind of floater within the middle, but there's always one who's just like kind of lovable idiot that everyone takes the piss out of them. None of them have done well, that I know. And I think the constant shitting on yourself and allowing yourself to be the butt of the joke has got to have some pretty long-lasting effects on your confidence.
That's true, because there's a truth to it,
Yeah.
right? The funniest jokes are the ones with that sliver of truth to it.
Yeah.
Otherwise,
You're
if
right.
it's completely absurd, then it's not funny. If I said, oh, Matt, that's something that only a brown man would say, right?
Yeah.
That's funny, because obviously, but if I said something that's not even applicable, like, Matt, like, you're just doing the same thing that all black guys do.
I was waiting for you to come out with some kind of examples there.
But you get the point. It has to be relevant and a little bit true.
I love it when people get offended at like comedy shows, man, because
That's
something's
stupid.
true.
Yeah.
Because something's true as well. Yeah.
And it signals to me that this is a point of insecurity for you.
Did you see there was this mixed race comedian who was like half black, and he made a joke about black people, and this black woman in the crowd just got so pressed and started shouting, and then she started crying and left.
Why would you turn up to a comedy show like that?
That's
right?
what I mean. Like, you putting yourself in the firing line here, love. Yeah.
I can get some of these topics are a bit sensitive for people, but then also have a thick skin, love.
Yeah.
right?
You can't allow people to get through to you. As soon as they get, what's your stance on this? Because there's a line at which you've got to speak up for yourself. I think is there? If people
Depends
are
on the
taking
context,
piss of
right?
you?
I mean,
Because surely the best thing to do is just let it pass and just be like, whatever.
I used to think that, but now I think of it as testing boundaries. So my brothers are perfect examples of this. They love doing this, and for a while it would irritate me. But then I realized, hold on a second, they're just testing. So now if they will make like a snide remark or something, I'll double down and say, oh, that wasn't the case when I was wiping your diapers when you were 4 years old. And now he knows, all right, if he's going to try and make jokes or something, I'm going to give it just as back.
Yeah.
So it's like, sure, if you want to make that, then you've got to be ready to play the game.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's all in good fun, right?
Fighting fire with fire.
That's it. But I'm never going to be like, haha, done. Because then it tells them, sure, it's an open range. Do what you like.
I guess there's no harm if it doesn't offend you or if it doesn't take away anything from you.
I know, but for me, again, it's that thing you're saying about respect.
Yeah,
it's saying that,
yourself as well.
because I wouldn't tolerate that from someone else. And it's especially bad with people who know you well, like family or friends, because they think, oh, I can get away with it because I've known them for ages. But
I think that's what determines good friends as well. Like, if you have a group of friends that are shitting on you and putting you down or making jokes about you that even any of the time, like even once, it's just not. Can't think of an example where I've made a joke about you that really puts you down without it being extremely lighthearted.
but it's always good natured.
Yeah, that's what I mean. But
Right.
whereas you can, if you're just putting people down,
If you're just shitting on someone for no reason, I actually find that really off-putting.
I see it though. Do you?
I don't.
Within friendship groups, there was a good friend of mine, and I hadn't seen that group in like 4 or 5 years, and they were all just rinsing, and I was like, mate, why are you friends with these people? Like, I can see he's not enjoying it, and they can see he's not enjoying it, but it's been so used to it, and it's the same as when we were at school. I hadn't seen them in 5 years.
That's crazy.
I was like,
right?
that's got to have changed by now. This guy was taller than everyone as well. Like, he was a good-looking bloke, tall, like, was kind of in the shell a bit. They were just ripping the shit out of him. I was like, bro, why are you friends with these people? He couldn't give me an answer. He was like, oh, they don't mean it.
It's hard to let go of those old experiences, right? Because he probably still sees himself as that way.
It's comfort, isn't it?
It's like he's used to it, and he's like, oh yeah, it's just like old times.
Yeah, I tried to snap him out of it. I don't know how it would have worked. I should have manipulated him a little bit more. Kind of got him to reach the conclusion by himself.
Yeah, lead him to that.
Yeah, it's a lot more powerful when you persuade somebody to think in the way that you want to reach that conclusion themselves.
You just guide them to the same conclusion.
That's a nice way of phrasing it.
Okay. So another thing that I pulled up was that, so I had an experience where a friend was saying that they've been invited to a hen do, and to go to that hen do, she got sent a link to a dress that she had to buy in order to attend. Some weird like bridesmaid gown thing that she would only wear for that event. I don't know how much it cost, must have been something. But do you find that strange where you're saying, in order to come and attend to this party I've invited you to, you have to then spend hundreds of pounds in looking the way that I want?
I think it's difficult, isn't it? Because you can't really say no, so you kind of have to spend.
But I'm saying, who's at fault there?
So the bride has said to all the hens, as part of the hen,
you need to
wear this outfit, which is hundreds of pounds. It's a bit much, isn't it? Yeah. Like, I think if you're gonna buy like a £20 banana costume, that's
guys, can you please splash out on this inflatable banana?
Usually it's the like maid of honor that planned it though. And
it was the maid of honor's plan, but I'm talking about in principle, whether it's a wedding or like a stag or a hen do, right? The financial burden should never be on your guests.
Okay, so if you were having, I guess it's like if you have a party, you would want to make sure they have food and.
Yeah, you're saying bring everything, yeah, right? Bring your own liquor, food, and there will be a shelter that I'll provide, some roof.
I guess if it's your good friends, then maybe they'll. Yeah, it's just because it's a stag do. That's the only reason it's acceptable. If you go to a party, you wouldn't just turn up and drink all the liquor. Well, I do. But.
That's a different one because you're not like it's a difference in magnitudes of expense. But let's say for your wedding, for your stag, are you expecting the guys to be coordinated in their outfits and also to pay for it?
I don't know if I will have outfits in my stag.
Well, your wife will want them. And so,
My wife can do whatever the fuck she wants.
yeah, but she's going to be like, so Matthew, what are all the groomsmen wearing? And you're going to be like, oh, I don't know, banana costumes. And she's going to be like, no, they have to match the bridesmaids.
I would just let my I don't particularly like planning, in case you haven't noticed.
Yeah.
So I'd just let whoever my best man would just plan the whole thing. I wouldn't want to really be a part of it.
And if the groomsmen had to pay for all their things, be cool with that.
It's what's socially acceptable, isn't it? It's what's.
Wait a minute, but what about on principle? What about for you personally?
I'd say if you need any money, just let me know.
I'll set up a GoFundMe for all the grooms.
I'm trying to think. Like, it's not something I've given any thought to.
Because when I had that conversation, I was like, that is so absurd. If I'm if I'm inviting someone to do something, I'm not also going to put the financial burden on them.
It's somewhat an honour, though, to be someone's... Yeah, you're right. I wouldn't... If I was someone's best man, they asked me to plan it all, you would split the cost amongst the people going, usually. For, like, outfits. Like, the stag wouldn't pay for everyone's outfits.
I would.
You'd pay for everyone's outfits?
For all the guys, yeah.
Okay. That's quite unusual.
But, like, why is that unusual? That should be the norm, right? It's like, I'm inviting you to this thing that's very important to me, and by the way, I need you to spend lots of money to come.
Well, it depends on the costume, doesn't it? Like, if I wanted them all to wear, like...
bespoke banana costumes.
Yeah.
Tailored monkey costumes.
Then I would pay, potentially. I don't know. I would give them much thought.
Okay, moving on. So, divorce rates. This was a big thing a few years ago. I don't know if you remember, it used to be at like 60%.
Wasn't
like
it 50 still?
Now it's down to 40.
Okay.
So there's a few things coming in at play here. One of which is less people are getting married in general. People are just getting a bit more disillusioned with, wait a minute, why are we doing this thing? It's expensive. You know, there's not really any clear financial benefit to it. So we're already living together. Why don't we just continue doing that? That's probably the big one. That less total number of people are getting divorced in the first place. The other one is, I think maybe long-term relationships are being less valued by people. They're thinking, oh, I can have short-term partner here, have some fun, continue when it ends with the next person indefinitely. Especially when the challenges of a long-term relationship are so vast that a lot of people don't have the capacity to deal with them. They're usually much more likely to just jump the ship and repeat the process again.
Is there a problem with jumping ship? I guess if you want a family, then yes.
That's one of them. But to build like anything long-term successfully, you kind of need to have a steady partner there.
Do you think?
For,
or like a private maid / chef.
/ whatever else you need, right?
True.
But because like realistically, like let's say
you're the bachelor lifestyle. If you didn't want kids, I think just relationship hopping would be alright. I think you could build a pretty good life without it.
Okay,
I actually think it would be a lot easier in a lot of areas.
Easier, sure, right? Less productive and fruitful, I doubt it. Let's just say you're a few years in, things are getting a little choppy, and you're like, I'm not sure if I'm liking this anymore. So you're thinking about a refresh, right? So you dump the chick, and now what's going to happen over the next 3 months? Now you got to go through that process again.
Oh man, that's the best 3 months at the start.
No, I'm saying in terms of finding, vetting, because you don't have a roster lined up of just like really high quality women who are ready to go. Most likely there's going to be some vetting process, and you're going to have to think, all right.
It depends.
On what?
It depends on how like attractive you are as a male to women.
Practically speaking, like going through, sure, there's like that element of fun, but for me anyway, like getting that long-term connection is worth much more. Because that short-term is more like infatuation.
I'm just trying to pick apart your argument. I'm not
yeah,
saying necessarily what I believe.
I don't think you've done it though.
No, I know.
I'm trying to, I don't see it. Check it. I'm saying, I don't think they're practically, unless you are just like an absolute horn dog and just wants to be sleeping around, then sure, do your thing. But realistically, especially if you've got some like big goals you're working towards, you really can't be out chasing tail all the time.
I think no girl is ideal when you're trying to build something.
That's not necessarily true.
It's just time, and unless you're building something with that person,
That's true.
the time has to be extremely productive with them. If you're in a relationship, that takes a lot of time, as we're discovering.
But I think there's a way to set it up where it aligns perfectly with your goals, right? Because even when you're super dialed in with all your goals, you need a bit of downtime. You need that bit of de-stressing, unwinding.
Yeah, but moderating that is difficult.
That's true. Now, that's a you problem.
That's an everyone problem.
No, I'm saying like that's a problem you can overcome. It's not permanent. It's not inherent.
So have you managed to overcome that?
Not yet. That's also something.
Me neither.
But I'm saying it's possible. If I said it just wasn't possible and then I would just not do relationships, that would be stupid because that's me not acknowledging it's a skill set issue with me.
I think it's. I think you can get to a point where you don't have to work as much as most people do. In which case, maintaining and sustaining a relationship would be a lot easier.
And there's seasons, right, where
But at the moment, we're both in a position where we're working extremely hard, so it's difficult to balance those two things at the same time.
Especially early days, to get a relationship off the ground, it tends to need a lot more hours.
Yeah, it does.
That's why I'm thinking like the constant cycling through new chicks, so inefficient because you got to put that big front loading of time in, and then you can keep it topped up. But if you're doing that every few months, you're just burning out on that.
Problem is when you're not looking, they pop up. It's like, I know if I dead thing,
if you're dead thing.
if I dead things off now, I know like, because I'm not looking, like someone else will pop up and I'll just be, I've got Romeo syndrome, I'll just fall and be like that.
I've noticed this is a particular weak spot for you.
What? Just getting like, going full send.
Rose tinted goggles, yeah.
Yeah.
But I think once you find that mission, that long-term goal you're working towards.
I don't know, man. I'm a pretty impulsive being.
You see, when I'm hearing all this stuff and I'm thinking, do I want to get into business with that?
Everyone has strengths and weaknesses, dude. Impulsivity can be good.
Okay, explain it to me.
I'm trying to think. I thought my answer would come a lot quicker than it did. Impulsivity. Why can impulsivity be good? Fully on my laptop right now.
What is
So what? I can't think of anything which is better where you just jump into
no
it without thinking.
No redeeming qualities right now.
Impulsivity.
All right, I can give you some. I'll help you out here.
Okay.
The big one is probably going to be not overthinking things. Being like massive on execution.
Oh yeah. Fair.
Right? It's like you, instead of planning too much, which we know you don't like to do, you just get shit done. Now the problem is, you can also get the wrong shit done. Like the new chick at work. So that's the problem with impulsivity.
Yeah, I suppose. But yeah, there's got to be some other advantages to impulsivity.
Anyway, if you think of them, or if I notice them in you, I'll let you know. Until then, unconvinced. So, last couple of points. I was looking at what other ceremonies people have in different cultures around the world before marriage, right? So up here, we've got getting fucked up, but so there's a Kenyan tribe, the Masai warriors, right?
Heard of these?
Oh yeah, and what they do is it's basically like what do you call it? Like an initiation ceremony. What do you call it? A coming of age ceremony. And what they do is, without any anesthesia, young men undergo circumcision and they must remain silent throughout.
It's rough.
That's rough.
Surely they don't manage to stay silent for.
Well, if it's a tradition, they must be doing it for a while because it works.
Yeah, but they must be trying to stay silent. There's no chance without any anesthesia someone gets circumcised staying silent. I'd have to see it. I'd have to see it to believe it.
Video of it.
Dark web.
And then,
There'll be children as well. There'll be like 14-year-old boys just getting circumcised without any anesthesia. That is barbaric. There's no need for that at all.
Well, this is the opposite extreme, right? Because we've been talking about how guys today are so soft, not naming anyone in particular, but they could benefit from some hardship.
From circumcision. I have the solution to your problem. Give me 20 minutes and you'll be a man.
Hold down your trousers and let me.
Don't worry about it, dude. It'll be over shortly.
This thing that I did it on, it said,
our solution to fixing people who are not men yet and need to toughen up is
circumcision without anesthesia.
that's it.
we've had a few breakthrough moments in the show. This is one of them. So this article was saying it's not just physical pain; it's symbolic death of the boy and birth of the man. It's dramatic. I like it.
To be fair, afterwards you'd be like, fucking hell, yes, I'm a man.
That's right. And then the contrast is, meanwhile, Chad from Croydon is vomiting Jaeger bombs into a sombrero.
Yeah, he's having a better time. Maybe after.
Write in to see which one you would
rather be. Because that's got to shape you.
That's an experience. Like, if you know you can go through that severe amount of pain, then when, let's say, you got to get up early the next day, you're like, no problem.
Also, like, psychologically, you're going to be feeling like on top of the world. If you've been led to believe that this is what makes you a man for your whole life, and that's just been done, you're going to come out of that and you feel like, I'm a fucking man.
That identity is going to be so cemented in your
Yeah.
psyche. You're going to always think, fuck, I went through this ritual, this ceremony, that means I am now forever kind of marked as a man.
Maybe this is what the UK needs.
Mate, we set out to solve some of the deeper problems with society, and
It's definitely a fresh perspective on and off problem.
so there's another example here. There's the Efik tribe in Nigeria, and before their kind of, I don't even know if it's a marriage ceremony, but they have some kind of bonding ceremony. It said women are pampered, spiritually prepared, and fattened to symbolize abundance and fertility.
This isn't an old thing, though. Being
This
fat
this
is
was a
symbol of
thing
love.
even in the
Like
in the
children,
UK, right?
Yeah.
Where you saw all the kings and queens. It was a sign of abundance that you could afford to be fat.
Pale skin as well, because you're not working the fields.
That's it.
So
And we are the direct contrast of that. Dark skin and skinny.
yeah. Oh, you called me skinny? Whoa,
No,
whoa!
I was mostly speaking about
fit
myself.
at a new level. Let's go. Down from 91 kilos. It was like 92 or 93.
You were dancing with 92 for a while. And
No,
now?
it's probably a bit more than that in Christmas as well.
Oh yeah?
Munching on celebrations. This was at the start when I've been doing a little bit, right?
So if during your time around Christmas period, we took you to the Nigerian tribe, they would think, fuck.
This guy's a baddie.
This is one attractive baddie.
You know what I've always thought would be funny? If you flashed back like 2,000 years and you saw humans that were like 5'3" and you went into battle with them.
Why were they 5'3"?
Because the humans have grown quite a lot in the last couple of thousands of years.
This is a fact.
So the average height for a male around Jesus' time, which was 2,000 years ago.
It was 5'3".
Yeah.
Is that how
around
tall Jesus
5'3".
was?
Look it up. So you just go in, and I'd be like, what, like 5'9", 5'10"?
Yeah.
How tall is it?
5'1" to 5'5" is the range.
Yeah.
So he's a short fucker.
So you'd go there, and
you're just like midgets everywhere.
No one's been to the gym before. So like this 95 kg beast, just getting a club.
That could be fun, like getting like all dressed up in the armor and sword, and going to town.
But
and
they're really skilled though.
That's true.
Like little ninjas,
This is a real thing people do. I've seen videos of this where they get decked out in medieval plate armor with actual swords, and they go fucking ham with each other.
I think that's quite cute, man.
I kind of want to see this
It's
live.
like an autistic little society, isn't it? I just love playing it's like the ones that don't grow up of like playing in the playground,
Oh yeah.
and they just
Or the, what do you call it? The Quidditch people.
yeah.
That's a thing.
That's the dumbest thing I've ever
That's
seen.
so stupid.
Man, but if they're enjoying it, like,
That's true.
go at it.
You don't want to be shitting on people for having a good time.
That's
They'll
it.
think,
I
what?
tried that once on the treadmill episode, and
That didn't go down well. Apparently, a lot of our viewers hold on to the treadmill.
a lot of our viewers are fat bitches.
But hey, you guys are abundant.
Move to Africa, you'll be beautiful.
Okay, on that note, I think we can wrap it up.
See you next week.
Next week, guys.